When the Come From Away marquee in Toronto dimmed their lights 4 months ago, our next guest entered into what he's calling the Great Intermission, with an unclear return to theatre date. Where does this leave the thousands of unemployed artists? Momen is pushing for a government-funded program to put Canadian artists back to work. He's joining us this morning. Good to chat with you this morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I want you to take us back a little bit. So back in March, you were on stage here in Toronto with the Come From Away company. What went through your mind when you heard the show would be shut down due to the pandemic?
You know, very early on, I thought it would be a short period. I think initially people thought it would be this little thing that we do, and then we're going to be back very shortly. But I think, like all of us, the gravity of the situation really hit quick. And at that point, I realized that we are not going to be able to do the thing that we did for a very long time. And it got me really thinking about, okay, we are in a great intermission, as I said, or a great pause. And the question is, how can we put this pause, how can we give purpose to this pause?
So your initiative is called Arts New Deal. It's a modern take on a program that was created in the U.S. after the Great Depression to get artists back to work. And that program at the time was responsible for murals, sculptures, music teachers, so much more. Tell us about...
So much.
Yeah, tell us about the Arts New Deal.
Yeah, so this is very, you know, past this prologue, and you can go back and see, okay, so something this big happened before. There was mass unemployment before, and what happened? And in 1935, the Roosevelt administration did something called the Works Progress Administration as a part of the New Deal. And what it did was they built bridges, they built roads, they built highways, but they also put artists to work to paint paintings, murals, to put on concerts, to have arts education all across the country. And what that did is that it really took America, which used to be very much an imitation of Europe artistically and culturally, and America found its voice at that time. And it was a huge, huge rush into that country. And it actually began the careers of people like Mark Rothko, Arthur Miller, Langston Hughes, Jackson Pollock, also someone named Dorothy West, who was an African-American female writer who found her career beginning through the WPA. And it was just really exciting. And I thought to myself, it's like, you know, we have hundreds of thousands of artists who are unemployed, who are out of work, who simply can't do what we used to do. But you know what? We can really contribute to this country. We can put ourselves to work to drive this country to the next level.
For example, like what kind of things could you do?
Oh, amazing. So, for instance, we could be doing robust arts education all across the country. We could be teaching music, dance, art, poetry. We can be doing an augmented reality experience of the Art Gallery of Ontario, the Human Rights Museum in Winnipeg, smaller galleries across the country. We could be painting murals all across the country. We could be doing concerts. We could be doing plays. We could be doing all of this stuff in a socially distanced way. Our concert halls are empty. We could bring cameras into those concert halls. We could be doing an open mic night for all of Canada to, you know, give exposure to a lot of local musicians. We could be doing very, very big things. We could be rebuilding cities and towns across the country.
Yeah, so many ideas, absolutely. Okay, so with theater shut down, limitations on gatherings, and no steady income, some artists are rethinking their careers. So what will they get out of this?
Well, what they're going to get is work relief. They're going to get jobs. And this is really ultimately a jobs program. So that's what they're going to get. So not only are they going to get, obviously, the income that comes from that, but they're going to be able to practice their work. They're going to be able to, you know what was really cool about the WPA was that the work that was done was transformative and next level. And I think the reason why it was next level is that it was patriotic. They were doing it in service of their country. So I kind of envision a lot of artists getting together, all of us, and patriotically making work in service, and like an arts brigade. And that's how I see that. Because to be honest, you know, we are in a pause. We, for instance, Come From Away. We can't go back until, let's be frank, until people can gather. Right. But in the meantime, what can we do? What can we do? You know, we don't want to hand out, we want to go to work.
Yeah, Ali, it's interesting to think about the fact that, you know, back after the Great Depression, there was such an emphasis on the arts, and now it feels a little bit ignored. Is that how you feel?
That's how I feel. I really feel like it's been ignored, and I think it's imperative that it not be, because culture is 3% of our GDP. It's 650,000 plus jobs. Each job in culture gets 3.7 jobs. But also, and this is something that I'm vociferously saying as loud as I can, culture is a glue. Culture is what brings people to a country. Culture is what binds people to a country. It's the reason why people want to go places and be places. It is very important. A country without a rich, strong culture atrophies. It goes. So if we can push Canada and to become like a cultural epicenter of the world, just imagine how many people would flock here. Just imagine how many people would thrive here. This is not just about the soul of the country. This is about the pocket of the country, and this is about the future of the country.
Ali, we really appreciate your time. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
For more on the Arts New Deal, head to MakeArtsWork.ca and listen to Ali's podcast, Soft Revolution. Now, Kelsey has your full national weather forecast.